Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, yai da 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 bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Help us, as we always do, as Arthur Fishman and Paulette and Michael Rosen and Terry Ellison and Janet Brody and Audrey Kahn and Gail Beck are all greeting each other already. Come on, warm it up, create community. I love that we've done this. I love this happens every week, but what I love most of all is next week we'll be together in person. God willing, you'll all be able to come here and join services for the first time as a community outdoors at 6:30. And the plan is if it's inclement weather, we have a way to move it indoors as well. So what we need to know from you is to register to RSVP in advance so we can tell who's coming, so we make sure we have enough chairs, they're spread out, that we're doing this right. But it'll be after June 1st. So we're excited about that. So as we create this community online right now, as we've done this for the past 15 months. Let us look forward to next week as well. But in this moment, let us make the most of this time. And Aaron Ledger, coming to us from Orlando, let you know that the services outdoors will still be broadcast as well online. So if you can't make it in person, we respect that, we understand that, we appreciate that, and you'll be able to still be a part of our community and watch online. And we'll still give you shout outs and lots of love too. That's what Shabbat is for us, right? Opportunity to create that and to make this time holy. So please, RSVP, come to our services next week. But right now, draw a line. And let's make this Shabbat holy. Let's make this moment holy. Let's find the joy that we've earned in getting to this day, the moment in this. Because we learn that more than the people of Israel have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept us a people. Let's open that with song.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam brit olam beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et haaretz u'bayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinathan
breathe in God's gift to each and every one of us, and breathe out our gift to this world. Breathe in all the goodness, all the hope, all the joy, all the happiness that we can experience on this day of Shabbat. Breathe out pain, anxiety, the loss, the challenges that we feel. You know, when we exude joy, we exude the happiness, when we find ways that are special for us, others pick up on it and they're lifted up as well. And I think it's part of the reason why Shabbat is to be experienced not in the isolation of our homes, not alone, but in a community. And although we're in our individual homes now, we are community, and how much more so as we look forward to the future. So think about what we bring into our world, what we bring into the relationships, what we bring to our connections, what we bring into those who we have the potential to lift up with us. So much of it is how we see things, how we feel things, how we experience it, how we appreciate it. It's there for us, that opportunity. It's a way that our doors, in a sense, are open. It's a way that we feel this joy. That's what Shabbat is to be. You know, it's the gift for us as a people to have, as a way that it's an island in time, as Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel said, because it's set aside and our week leads up to it. It's tough in the midst of our secular world, in the midst of living among the rest of the world that isn't Jewish, to appreciate that, to feel that. That's why I so love my time in Israel. So appreciate that feeling that everything works up to Friday, the end of the day. Why I so love my time at camp, at Jewish summer camp, where again, everything is geared around this moment in time, this island in time, to set aside as a way to pause, to appreciate. We run through our world doing constantly, busying ourselves with things that, yes, have purpose, but so often we just have to get done. But Judaism's gift is forcing us to put the brakes on for one day, or maybe just for 45 minutes in this service together, or maybe for this night, to reflect, to think of those blessings, to appreciate that. And that's why we sing Vishamru, to remind ourselves that more than us honoring Shabbat, Shabbat's honored us. Shabbat's made us who we are. I think one of the challenges in our world today with increasing anti-Semitism, the fears we feel, is that sense that maybe we should hide our identity, hide who we are. But I think one of the ways that we respond to the challenges against Judaism is to honor ourselves, to honor our faith, to honor who we are, and to do it proudly. To remind those around us that no one takes that away from us, and how much it helps us in our lives, how much it lifts us up, how much it helps us take that higher road. Hold on to that thought. Hold on to that reality as we sing those words, Vishamru, B'nai Shabbat, that we guard, we protect Shabbat because the gift has been given to us.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat.
And so now we come together for our prayers as we rise, if we so like to, for our call to worship for the Baruch.
Lai la la lai 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 lai. Lai la la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I was thinking a lot about community this week in the context of our Torah portion and what it means to us, and in connection to the prayer we're about to sing as well. Torah portion, Ba'alotecha, is filled with many things that are diverse, that are different stories that are contained within there. For one, we get the description of how the menorah, the oldest symbol in Judaism, should be constructed, and how it is will be in the temple and the tabernacle at first, and how it will be illuminated. We have a part there as well about the Israelites complaining once again because they don't have the same foods they had in Egypt, and they're whining, and God punishes them. And you hear the reality of human nature. We have even a story about Miriam and Aaron upset because their God speaks more to their brother and through their brother Moses, but they use a racist remark in order to cut their brother down. They claim that they're upset with him because he married a Cushite woman, a woman from Ethiopia, a black woman. It's fascinating. And then we have a prayer that Moses says, because what's Miriam's punishment? She's covered with white scales. And Moses prays for her to be healed. But the part we often overlook in this Torah portion is about a second Passover. That's right, a second Passover. Probably never heard about that. Why do we have a second Passover? Well, if you happen to miss the first one, if you didn't have a chance to make the sacrifice for the first time Pesach happened, then the Torah mentions there's a second one so that everyone can be included. Maybe you missed it because you were away or you were stuck traveling. Maybe you missed it because you were impure, you came in contact with the body. Who knows? Whatever the reason, you have a chance to make a second Pesach, second sacrifice, second Passover. What I think is remarkable, their tradition was making sure that no one was left out, that everyone is included. The doors should remain wide open. You know, when we think about traditional Judaism, that might not be the image that comes to mind. But when I think about what Judaism is, and what community is, that's what resonates with me and with us here at Temple. The doors should be wide open and inclusive. We shouldn't find ways to keep people out. We should find ways to open our arms and bring people in. Here, this holiest of time, of Pesach, the time everyone had to be in Jerusalem, the mandate is there for us. And then later on, you find, by the way, if you happen to have missed it, here's a chance still to do it. You didn't know that was going to be available to you. It's really cool. Our tradition reminds us of how important that is, of what it means to include others, to bring people in. I think that's got to be something we focus on. We sing the prayer, Hashkivenu. Let us lie down in peace, God. Permit us to wake up in the security of knowing we're safe and we're loved. Be a shield around us, protect us from enemies, disease, violence, homelessness, from the things that are difficult in our world. The reminder here is that when we're a community, we're able to get through things that are more challenging, things that are more difficult, because we're in it together. And that's what tradition wants, for us to be in this together, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. We don't know what next month brings. We don't know what next year brings. This past year has reminded us of this countless times. So what matters is that we're in it together, that we have community, that we include people, we welcome people, we hold people. And in doing that, we know that God is in us. God is in our connections, in our relationships, in our community. And that's how we get through this. And that's how we survive. And that's what lifts us up.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim Hashkivenu wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
I think what we've missed the most in this past year is the sounds of a community praying together. You know, there are times, and some of you who've been online with us a lot have laughed with us as you've heard us go down a rabbit hole of a conversation because you talk to yourself for long enough and that's what happens. You miss the connections that you feel with one another. And I feel that is, in a sense, where God dwells, in the relationships, in the connections that we have. You know, there are certain prayers the cantor sings beautifully, and we sit back and listen, we absorb the prayer, we feel it, and it resonates with us. But there's certain prayers, like the Avot, the Imahot, that is a chant, and we sing it together. And there's something about when we're standing in front of a congregation, hear everyone joining in those same prayers. Everyone singing and saying, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, because it's this affirmation that we're in this together. We've come through a tradition of our ancestors who all had this connection, relationship, figured it out how to live, understand, work through, wrestle with God. And we're doing the same thing. That's why it's a central prayer of worship. That's why it's what we do together. That's why there's certain things that are the standard, the fixed prayers, because we're told those fixed prayers, the keva, lifts us up to the inspiration, to the kavanah. So as we take a moment for silent meditation, preparing ourselves for the Amidah, think about what it means to pray as an individual and what it can mean to pray as a community. Because even when you sing this prayer now, we're singing it together. We just don't hear each other. And in time soon, we'll get to do it and hear one another as well.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto you. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Adonai, my Yofi Agi Tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Midst of our prayers, of course, as we gather together as a community, we support one another as we turn to prayers of healing, thinking of those in need of strength. And so we mention their names and we connect with one another, reach out to each other and help each other in the midst of knowing who is in need of healing at this time. And so we say, Mishiberach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, V'imotenu, Sarah, Klei, Rachel. Hu yivrech et cholim, merciful God, who's blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness and anxiety, especially his friends and family we think of, Alyssa Ioto and Larry Burke, Grace Jardine Carafelli, Karen Kasman, Lindsay Cooper, Molly Cotant, Ed Egan, Barbara Esrig, Sandy Flair, Karen Garassi, Jim Garrett, Kathy Gilman, Gracie Goldman, Joseph Goldring, Willow Goldring, Sandy Gorosh, Batia Pesha Panina, Charles Gross, Susan Goralnik, Hank Heiser, Helen Indiana, Jane Jacobs, Serafina Coffrin, Art Lazar, Marta Lazar, Henry Leopold, Charlene Lazelle, Josh Lubeck, Libby McIntyre, Zoe Marcus, Beth Margolin, Joyce Maza, Sharon Meisel, Nancy Morrow, Perry Moss, Corey Moss, Scott Miles, Rabbi Robert Nosenjuk, Razel Bat Leah Miriam, Leah Elisheva Bat Avram Bachana, Tamara Pesakov, Melanie Pohl, James Raftery, Joanne Reed, Alan Rosen, Morgan Ross, the St. Amman family, Micha Chuna Ben Simcha Freda, Michael Schwartz, Amy Selmanoff, Danny Shepard, Barbara Storm, Naomi Weiss, Helene Wolf, as well as all those who have been injured, the soldiers, the American troops in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, and all the names in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai Cholim. Blessed are you, God, who gives strength to those in need.
the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheverach imotenu mekor habracha liavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We can turn now to our prayers of adoration and conclusion as we join with Cantor.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
And although we're still distanced from one another, we found ways to connect and help each other in the midst of loss. Ways to say Kaddish, to remind ourselves of who is remembered, to remind ourselves of how we stay connected as a community. And the words of Kaddish, though never mentioning death, are that affirmation of life, giving thanks to the blessings those who've been a part of our world, our lives have been, and letting others know who is remembered and honored and supported in being a part of a community. It's the power of that prayer that we need to say. It's the power of community that connects us to one another. And so in that spirit, we turn thinking of those who've been taken from our midst in this past week and month, who Shoshimi mark, friends and family of our congregation: Leonard Abrams, Issei Pesikoff, Judy Barman, Alice Ahart, Carol Rock, Renee Firestone, Barbara Shearer, Sydney Greenberg, Joel Healthman, Judy Yarber, Gerald Gold, as well as those who Shana we continue to mark: Fanny Zuckerman. 7,038 Americans of our armed forces have been killed in Iraq and Afghanistan and the surrounding areas to date, with 593,466 Americans have lost their lives to the coronavirus. And adding to their names and names whose yortzites we mark on the Shabbat, those anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate: friends and family of our congregation: Helen Barkin, Vicki Baldwin, Max Cicirin, Rose Barron, Elsie Beck, Ann Berman, Marvin Brager, Herbert Carson, Richard Chadwick, Rose DeBruzen, Edith Firstman, Margit Fleischman, Andrew Fulton, Mary Gautreau, Pearl Gorman, Shirley Haas, Alfred Heller, Lawrence Horn, Lucille Jacobson, Thomas Jones, Marilyn Cranen, Rhoda Kramer, Martin Crewman, Henry Lenhoff, Maurice Levin, Elaine Lipsitz, Rose Mackey, William Pohl, Irving Ryder, Helen Resnick, Beverly Rosen, Michael David Rosen, Randy Rubin, Stephen Shearer, John Doyle Ryan, Saul Seidman, Rose Shepard, Dorothy Sherman, Alice Silverberg, Emma Silverman, Albert Smith, Nathan Sossin, Walter Winiarski, Jeffrey Wolf. I'm linking their names, all the names that are not mentioned at this time. Those we think of, those of every faith and family whose lives have touched ours, as well as those of no one to stand and say Kaddish for them. So do we stand together as one community, enjoying the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirate v'yamich malchute, B'chayachon uvyomechon uchayedecho Beit Yisrael, Bagala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Bin Adar, bin Aldeh, bin Aldal, Shemei de Kudasha, Berechu. Ve'el amin kol bir chata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damaram b'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. A source of peace and peace to those who mourn. Comfort to those who are bereaved here and everywhere. And let us say,
Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 Good Shabbos, everyone.
good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Cantor. Shabbat Shalom to Brian behind the scenes, helping out so much. Hey, good things to share with you all. As I mentioned, services in person next Friday night at 6:30 out here outside of Temple on January 4th. And we'll continue that way for the rest of the summer. on Friday nights at 6:30. And of course, weather permitting, being outside, if we need to move inside, we have space and we should be able to do it fine. But we need everyone to RSVP so we know we can count on you and have all the right seats set up for that as well. Other good things to announce, other special things. Our friend Phil Ross, who we've been announcing and asking about for the hope that he could find a kidney, received a kidney on Monday of this past week at the Cleveland Clinic and is doing well with his new kidney. And so we wish him many prayers of healing and years of good health and love. And we're so thrilled. Now, it's really nice. A rabbi in Cleveland was a live donor who is actually connected, the nephew of members of our congregation here at Temple. So a nice connection and a really beautiful thing that was able to happen. So we're so thrilled that Phil has a new kidney and is doing well. So strength to them and to Phil and Debbie with that in mind. Of course, Monday is Memorial Day. And so at Temple, we have a special connection with the Jewish War veterans, not just because of its importance, but because of our good friend, Arthur Fishman, and also because of one of the directors of Jewish War Veterans is our good friend, Dr. Ed Hirsch, who is leading them so well this year. And so they every year do a very special service in honor of Memorial Day, and it will be Sunday at 12 p.m. at Machpelah Cemetery, outside on the veterans section of the cemetery. And all are welcome to come join us there. We'll be spread out safely. It will be broadcast online as well. And we look forward to seeing you there. And I'm honored to help because Arthur has asked me for many years. And it's now my gig, I guess, right, Art? To be a part of Jewish War Veterans and to help and support the service, to add something special to it. So looking forward to that. And we invite you all to be a part of that as well. Anything else I should be mentioning? Brian, Cantor?
All good, Rabbi.
Oh, we'd like you to RSVP. So if we have any changes we need to make, we can keep you informed of that too, right? Oh yeah, if there's any questions in the chat, shoot them my way, please. I'd like to know so I can answer them quickly before I jump into a bar mitzvah service, a banot mitzvah service actually tonight for twin girls who are going to become bat mitzvah each. Well, I don't know, but we'll give thanks for the sweetness of this day as we join with Cantor and the blessing over the wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Double-fisted, Rabbi.
I always chase my grape juice with a little something special. May you be blessed with everything good and sweet. May we have community together. May we share with one another. We ask for God's blessing upon us now.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you. May God protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May God's light shine upon you and shine through you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom.
May God always be a part of who we are as individuals, who we are as a community, giving us all our hopes, all our blessings, most of all, blessing us with shalom, with peace in our heart and our mind, and helping us bring more peace into our world.
Vayasim lecha shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thanks for being